Welcome to the final round of the 2022 Hardee's National Series season. It's been a long 6+ months, and after all these 20+ races, it all comes down to this final race. 4 drivers remain in the championship hunt tonight. Nick Breeding is your points leader. 11 points behind is Shade Eaves in the 3. 25 points behind, Diego Yepez, your pole sitter. 28 points behind, Bradley Bishop Jr. It all comes down to this. 100 laps here at Charlotte. Can Breeding hang on to win this championship? Can Eaves find a way to get the title? Can Yepez and Bradley Bishop Jr. perform a miracle and take home a trophy? Green flag in the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Yepez on pole position. Downey on the outside. Three wide, almost 4 wide already through the first couple of corners as Luke Martin all the way in the mid-pack, is trying to send it all the way against the wall. But here on the opening lap here, Yepez. He clears Downey, and he's going to bring Kyle Collins with him in the 41. Here comes Collins for the lead for Curtis Racing here. Kyle Collins has had a struggling past couple of weeks in this 41 car after winning at Eagle Point in Decatur. But he's going to try and clear the 77 through turns 3 and 4, excuse me. Still side by side for the lead. Collins, Yepez. They're trying to figure out who's going to lead here. Here comes Corey Williams on the 14. He's going to go with his teammate and draft him forward. And Curtis Racing's going to go 1-2 here in the opening 3 laps. Here's Shade Eaves in the 3. Did not exactly have the qualifying effort this 3 team was hoping for, but I don't think it matters here as Eaves already dying below Yepez for 4th place here in the 3 car. Shade Eaves has to gain 12 points on Nick Breeding tonight. Nick Breeding holds the tiebreaker between these two with more wins and more top 5s. Even if Eaves does win, Breeding has 2 wins, Eaves has none. So Eaves, he is going to be a man on a mission tonight. And look at this 3 car. It is driving extremely well through these corners. He is already up to 3rd place, and he's going to get right behind the SkyTech Alliance cars of Curtis Racing. Yepez was your pole sitter, but he is now struggling in the 77 car to find grip. Both the outside, or middle I should say, middle and bottom are both usable here. But Yepez, he clears the 54 of Nick Breeding, trying to stay in the top 10 at least. Yepez and Bishop Jr. here running together here. They basically believe that they're going to have a shot at beating Breeding and Eaves. They're going to have to win, and that is not going to be an easy task. Here is your championship leader heading into tonight, Nick Breeding in the 54. It's been one heck of a season, a bit of an unexpected one for this 54 team. Breeding has been really strong the past couple weeks here. We got a problem here. The 18 of Noah Hart is down below the apron, and Nick Breeding barely avoided the cars checking up. Noah Hart in the 18's got a problem, and Breeding just barely avoided disaster there in the 54 car. Here's what happens to Noah Hart here. We're being told a tire went down on the 18. Oh, you can see the right front, I think, went down. Caused a massive checkup. And Hart, he is not going to be able to bring that car back to pit lane. They're going to have to pull him to the side of the road. And they're not going to throw a caution for this. Back at the lead here, Shade Eaves beneath the 14 of Corey Williams here, as we've got a little 4-car pack here, as Noah Hart's tire problem has stretched the field out a little bit here. So this top 4 has managed to pull away. Here's Eaves now looking for the lead in the 3-car here. He knows the mission tonight is to win at basically all costs, and he's not wasting any time. He wants to get that lead now. Collins, though, holds firm in the lead for now. Downey is in this pack trying to find a way through as well. Here comes Ryan Butcher in the 88 as well. Ryan Butcher, who will be coming to the CM Racing team next year. And he has had one heck of a season driving for Shade Racing. A team that I don't think a lot of people expected to even contend for wins like they have this year. Especially with Ryan Butcher, who has just done an amazing job. And CM Racing, they've got to be really excited about his future here at CM Racing. Here comes the 14 for the lead. Williams underneath the 41 of Collins. And he's going to clear the 41. Not quite yet here. Collins finding back on the outside. But Corey, he drives through into the lead to take the lead from his teammate. While we have a championship battle going on, there is another points battle going on, and that is the top 30 in owners points. James Ellison in the 93, who needs to gain, I believe, 16 points on Sebastian Kukulon tonight. And Kukulon, who is a bit up the road, that 92 has actually had a really strong weekend. So the other cars who have not locked themselves in the top 3 in points would be the 92, the 24, and the 90, I believe. So this 93 team, they are going to be in need of a really strong night tonight if they want to get into the top 30 North points in what has been an uphill battle all year long for this 93 team. If you could name a team that probably surprised the most people this year, it could be Gatlin Down Incorporated's number 35, driven by Doug Lockrow. This 35 car has looked really good this year for such, I think what people had as low expectations. But they've had so many great runs. They've had many top 20 runs. There were a lot of people that were surprised that this car even qualified for every race this year. But they've done an amazing job here, and Lockrow qualified 4th place, which was quite incredible for this team. And I'm really excited to see what progress they'll make next year. Oh, we got a problem. Kev Shear in the 0 car. The defending series champion is up in smoke. And the engine died. Kev Shear. And what has been a very difficult year for the defending champion. And it's going to go out on a sour note. And if you're Shade Eaves, that must be making you feel a little bit nervous. I believe Shear is going to be able to get to pit road, though, so no caution should come out. Tonight will be the final race for Pontiac this year, and as Zane Shepard in the 86 for Horizon Group, trying to give Pontiac the best ending they can possibly give it for this team and manufacturer. What has been a very difficult year for this group, and they did manage to get at least one top 10 this year at Talladega, which was the team's big highlight this year. But yeah, Horizon Group, they'll be heading over to the Honda camp next year. And they're going to be hoping to try and turn their Hardee's team around with a new manufacturer. Zane Shepard currently running in 27th right now, trying to hold off Ryan Reed, Christopher Jones, and Tyler Commons. And speaking of final races, tonight is the last race for SG Motorsports as a full-time team in the Hardee's National Series, as they'll be heading up to focus on their Cup and Truck efforts for 2023. And this SD Motorsports team, they've taken such big steps this year. It's been a constant topic of their improvement this year. Patrick Smith has finished 4th 2 straight races, and telling someone before the season started that they would not only win races but get back-to-back top 5s, not on super speedways, I think they would have called you crazy. But they've taken a big step forward this year, and they're hoping to close off on a really strong note tonight. Patrick Smith running in 17th right now, trying to run down Halleck for 16th here. Tell you what, this top 5, they seem to be quite content to try and draft and pull away from this field. Oops, that's Gallon Downey, of course, but they've managed to actually start pulling away from Nick Breeding and RJ Bishop, who are running nose to tail. We kind of saw this at Chicagoland last week, where a group of 5 cars pulled out ahead of the main pack. Now, granted, the reason why they're separated to begin with was because of Noah Hart's tire failure causing a massive checkup. But even then, this top 5 has pulled away, and this must be exactly what Shade Eaves wants, because he's got 2 SkyTech Alliance cars with him in this pack. And the only Toyota in this pack is Gallon Downey for Fisher Motorsports. And they're not exactly directly affiliated with Rodriguez Racing, but you have to imagine Toyota's going to want him to try and help out Nick Breeding in this 54, who has now just been passed by RJ Bishop for 6th. Oh, we got trouble. Sean Angel is in the wall, and tire failure for the 44. He slides down the track. No one hits him, but the caution comes out as he is stranded in the middle of the racing surface here. And that's going to re-pack the field into one pack as the caution comes out. Another mechanical failure in this opening stage here. And, I mean, this track has just been so harsh on the equipment, I believe, tonight already. And, yeah, imagine that's not the last mechanical failure we'll see tonight. One more replay. What happened here? Dane Stinson, just nowhere to go. Just a sudden tire failure for Angel. And everyone managed to avoid him as best as they could. No one hit him. Here's the race off pit road here. Corey Williams, he is going to take the lead. RJ Bishop comes across, I believe, in second. Eaves with him as well. And I don't see Kyle Collins. There he is. Collins has lost, I believe, 10 spots on pit road. Something must have happened on the 41 stop there. But RJ Bishop, that 71 team, that's a heck of a stop. They basically passed close to 5 people. See what happens to Kyle Collins here. Oh yeah, he just had issues getting the car refired, as did Gatlin Downey. They both lost some positions there. And I believe Ryan Butcher also lost some spots as well, so a massive shakeup there in the top 10. And this is going to make things a little interesting here. Time for the restart here. Noah Hart and Sean Angel are both laps down. They're on the inside. Corey Williams is your leader. And by the way, correction, Shade Eaves actually got out of pit road ahead of RJ Bishop. So the 3 did gain some spots there on pit road. Corey easily gets out to lead. Noah Hart on the 18. I think that 18 car is actually still pretty good, but that tire failure has put them 4 laps down in the 18, so Hart is going to have to basically hope for 5 cautions and to pass the leader several times, which is a lot to ask for here. But you have to imagine for Noah Hart, they must be thinking, hey, if I can do something to help Breeding, maybe I can do something here. But right now, Corey Williams is your leader. And Eaves, he knows that he wants to get that lead. And he is probably not going to be afraid to move hard out of the way to do it, considering the circumstances here. Especially with Breeding in 4th place here. Here comes Shade Eaves. He's going to go for the lead here in the 3 car. And he's going to have Noah Hart push him forward. And Eaves, he clears for the lead in the 3 car. And he comes up to block the 14 off the corner exit. Here comes Hart underneath the bottom though. He's trying to get his lap back and perhaps help his teammate of Nick Breeding. And now here comes RJ Bishop in the 71 all of a sudden now. He's looking for the lead. I'll tell you something, RJ Bishop and this 71 team, this last 2 months, they have really picked up the pace. And they're trying to close out with a surprise win here tonight. Bishop does have the lead, takes it from Eaves. And I can't imagine Eaves is going to be too thrilled about this. He's going to try and get past RJ Bishop as soon as possible here. Here comes Eaves. He dives up the inside. Bishop, will he fight back on the outside? No! The 71 does not seem to have a lot of pace on the outside lane. And Shade Eaves easily retakes the lead in the 3 car. As Gallon Downey shoots it 3 wide down the bottom there beneath the 14 and 71. 3 wide for second place here, and Shade Eaves has got to be loving this. But here comes Nick Breeding in the 54, now trying to get some spots here. But Breeding, oh, he gets a little bit loose off of turn 4. Oh, Butcher. Oh, I thought he was looking for 4 wide for a brief moment, but he thought better of it. Breeding trying to fight back on the bottom, but that 54 is really struggling there. Off corner exit here. Ooh, Breeding all the way to the top lane. Something has gone wrong with that 54 all of a sudden. It is just not handling very well. And this is not a good time for that to happen, especially when you're running 3 wide in a pack. Oh boy, it is getting really tight here. Yepez and Breeding have got to be super nervous right now. They're just trying to get some track position here and get into a run. Bradley Bishop Jr. currently running in 18th right now, not where he wants to be. This 45 team, they've been really strong in intermediates this year, but the last couple of weeks here, they've been not exactly as good as I think they were hoping to be here. And Bishop is just struggling here in the mid-pack, trying to gain positions. He knows he kind of has to win here and really hope for a disastrous race from his 3 competitors. But right now, I think they need to get that car set up a little bit better here, unless Bishop just has a really strong long-run car. But track position is going to be real key here. Brandon Crafts in the 8 and Ryan Butcher here. I think they're going to try and help their teammate of Shade Eaves out here as he's trying to get positions to knock Breeding down the order. Brandon Crasta, this will be his final race for CM Racing in the Hardee's National Series, as he will be heading over to the Joseph Sirigley Racing Camp next year. But despite that, I think he's still going to do what he can to help out his teammate here. Breeding in a little bit of some trouble right now. This 54 does not seem to be handling very well. And you've got several Chevys who are trying to help Eaves win this title. And this is certainly going to help. Breeding loses another spot. He loses a spot to Collins here. Here comes Jack Halleck in the 74, coming off his disagreement, which I guess that's one way to put it, with Bjorn Jacob last week. And well, Jacob didn't make the race, but Halleck definitely vented his frustrations last week. We are halfway through this championship race, and it is Shade Eaves is your leader in the 3 car, doing basically everything he can that he can possibly do to win this championship, running up here in the lead. Unfortunately for him, Noah Hart is not on the lead lap, so Hardee is not going to really do anything to help Eaves' points here in terms of positions. But Hardee doesn't seem to be too aggressive with this 3 car so far. Gallon Downey currently sitting in 2nd place. He's been in the top 5 all night tonight. Luke Martin, the 22, who has now made a scheduled appearance up here at the top 4. Corey Williams, who had the lead on the restart, he has dropped down to 5th place. But still running with this main pack of 5. Here's RJ Bishop in the 71. He was your leader a couple of laps ago, but he has now fallen to 14th. So I think the 71 car is, they got a nice short run car, but I'm not sure they're going to get much use out of that short run car when we've basically been having long runs the last couple of weeks. But you can see everyone's just nose to tail, just trying to get whatever draft they can to try and make some passes here. As it currently stands in the points right now, if the race were to end now, the championship would go to Shade Eaves. And you have to be feeling a sense of urgency from this 54 team. We're gonna have one last stop here in a couple of laps, and that'll be the final pit stop of the season for everyone in the Hardee's National Series this year. The pit window is roughly 33 to 36 laps, so you have to wonder what Breeding is going to do here. This 54 just does not seem to have the handling that they want, so barring any improvements on pit road, you have to wonder, what will Breeding do? Will they come to pit road early to try and get some track position here, or will they perhaps try to play the long game and try to have a long run car at the end with fresh tires? You have to imagine they'll do whatever the opposite of Eaves does. But if you're Breeding, I don't think a win is necessarily in the cards, but at this point you just got to finish as high as you can. A finish of 5th or better clinches the title for Breeding, and Breeding does have a tiebreaker. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do here in these final 40 laps. Back at the front, Shade Eaves, still your leader, and him, Noah Hart, and Luke Martin are starting to pull away from Corey Williams and Gatlin Downey. So it looks like Eaves and Martin may have the best long-run cars in the field. And Noah Hart, who is basically in Luke Martin's way at this point. I think he actually may have a car that could pass Eaves, but Hart's there, and he's not making it easy. And you know Eaves, he is going to fight to the death for this lead. He does not want to give up any positions here. You could argue it may be a smart decision to let Noah Hart go, but with Martin there, I don't think there's just any room for him to do it. Breeding back there in the 54, running in 8th. Man, I tell you what, Eaves, I mean, we've seen this team lead laps this year. They've had 5 pole positions. They have been at the front basically all season long, but they've just been not able to close out the races. They've stumbled on pit road. They've stumbled in the final stretches of races, but despite all of that, they have finished on the lead lap in every race in 2022. But he knows that at this point, it's not going to be about the laps led. It's not about completing every lap anymore. It's about taking that checkered flag first and hoping the points fall to him. Final stops of the night have begun. Ryan Butcher in the 88 is going to come to pit road first. Diego Yepez, one of the championship drivers, he's coming in as well. Looks like they're going to go for an undercut here to get track position. Oh man, Yepez, let me tell you something. This 77 team, they've just not had the pace they've wanted to tonight, but they are going to go for some track position here. Hope that they can come out near the lead. But will it be enough here? Oh, Sean Angel has slammed the pit divider at the entrance of pit road. And that 44 is junk. No yellow has come out. But oh man, Sean Angel. Tough night for the 44 team. And for a team that hit a lot of cars on pit road this year. That's a more fitting ending than anything I've ever seen. Luke Martin and Corey Williams come to pit road, but I do not see Nick Breeding or Shade Eaves. I think they've stayed out here. So Martin and Corey, they're going to undercut those two. Well, undercut Eaves, I should say, and trying to come out with the lead here. So yes, the decision was made. Eaves decided to stay out here, as did Tyler Black and Nick Breeding here. So Eaves and Breeding, they're going to copy the same strategy here and go for a long tire run here. But Eaves, I mean, this could cost them the lead here. This is giving up some track position. But here comes the 3 team coming to their pit box here. Here's the race off pit road. Shade Eaves was your leader. Is he gonna keep it here? Here comes Ryan Butcher, Luke Martin. They come out in front of the 3 car. Ryan Butcher has taken the lead. Luke Martin in second. Eaves comes out in third. Here comes Krasta around the outside. He makes the pass for third on Eaves. So Shade Eaves, he is going to basically choose tire wear over track position to end this race here with around 30 laps to go. And there's Diego Yepez. He pitted several laps before the 3 team did. Yepez, he's going to try to make a pass here on Eaves as soon as possible. He knows he needs to go get this win. But Eaves is not going to let him go without a fight. This 3 car is really strong in the long run. That's what they're going to be counting on here. But the loss of track position, what will that do here? Because Eaves, I mean, we've seen how difficult it can be to pass sometimes. Eaves sits 2.4 seconds back of Butcher. So Eaves is going to have 30 laps to make up that gap and make those passes here. What's not helping is Yepez is just all over him. And he's desperate too. Here comes Yepez to the bottom. Can Yepez make the pass on the 3? He does. Yepez makes the pass on Eaves. Here's Nick Breeding. Him and Tyler Black also stayed out and pitted the same lap that Shade Eaves did. Breeding sits in 11th. One of his championship rivals, Bradley Bishop Jr., sits in 12th behind him here. Breeding, I mean, this 54 car has not been handling as well as they hoped, so I can understand this call because they honestly didn't even lose that much track position, and they're going to have the freshest tires at the end of this race here, so if Breeding can make some passes here and climb his way forward. But it's all going to depend either way, I think, whether Eaves wins or not. But Breeding's team is giving him probably the best option they can give him for track position on the long term. But they're basically kind of hoping for Shade Eaves' strategy to not work out. I mean, they are in the same strategy, but that 3 team's just so much faster. There's a lot of unknowns here with roughly 25 laps to go here. And we're going to see how this championship shakes out. You can already see, I think this 54 is starting to come alive here, as it is handling very well here on the bottom lane. You may notice that Kyle Collins in the 41 is not in the lead pack anymore. That is because the 41 team had a massive moment here on pit road. You can see he came in the same lap that his teammate Corey Williams did. And this is where the trouble happens here. Collins already had a slip up on pit road earlier in the race. And this is what happens here. The 41 just can't get the car fired off. And Collins is on pit road. And he's going to lose at least a lap. Well, he did lose a lap. We are coming up on 20 to go here. Currently 24 to go. And here's Eaves and Noah Hart. Eaves in 6th place here. A couple of laps ago, he was running in 1st. But they are praying that this long run's going to come to him here. But right now, it is not looking good for Eaves. I tell you what though, that 18 Noah Hart, despite being a couple of laps down, he's running actually the fastest laps on track right now. So honestly, if Eaves can follow Hart here, he may be able to get some positions here with ease. And what's also going to help is Shanley Daniel is knocking Krasta down several spots here on the outside lane, which I'm sure Eaves is probably conflicted on. On one hand, it's his teammate. On the other, it's a free spot. But yes, honestly, while Eaves may not be looking good here, maybe following Noah Hart, the fastest car on the track, may actually be a good idea here, as Daniel, in front of Krasta, cuts in front of the 8 car. For some reason, I don't think he's happy with Krasta. Granted, I'm not sure what for, but I don't think Krasta's going to be too thrilled about this one. Another driver who had a really bad pit stop was Bobo Jones in the 9. He was running in the top 15 not too long ago, but he is now running in 28th, or 27th I should say, as he has now gone past Dunn LaPrade and is now trying to work his way forward here. Tell you what, tonight has been really sloppy for a lot of teams with 20 laps to go here. Just a lot of mistakes, a lot of mechanical failures here. Sure, a lot of teams are not exactly going to be thrilled with how the end of their seasons are. Well, a lot of drivers and teams are going to be thrilled about how the end of their seasons are going, but hey, 2023, not that far away. Another driver who had a really bad pit stop was Bobo Jones in the 9. He was running in the top 15 not too long ago, but he is now running in 28th, or 27th I should say, as he has now gone past Dunn LaPrade and is now trying to work his way forward here. Tell you what, tonight has been really sloppy for a lot of teams with 20 laps to go here. Just a lot of mistakes, a lot of mechanical failures here. Sure, a lot of teams are not exactly going to be thrilled with how the end of their seasons are. Well, a lot of drivers and teams are going to be thrilled about how the end of their seasons are going, but hey, 2023, not that far away. Nick Breeding has had a very eventful night tonight. He's been racing in packs all night long, and those tires so far aren't exactly coming to him, I think, like he was hoping for it to, as he is now falling outside the top 10 here. Ooh, and what's not going to help us 3 wide? Down he sends it 3 wide down the bottom lane. And that's going to send Breeding all the way up towards the wall. Almost clipped it there. But Breeding here, that's going to knock him down to 12th. Man, I tell you what, Breeding's just going to... I mean, I think he's got a car that can pass people, but he has got to be feeling so frustrated right now. Just not a good handling car, no track position, and his championship is not even really much in his hands at this point, unless something drastic happens, or unless the long run really comes to him like it's supposed to. Meanwhile, Shade Eaves has climbed up to 4th place there. He got past Krasa thanks to help from a lap car, and now he's gone past Diego Yepez here. And you can see there in the 3 car, he is right behind the top 3 cars in front of him here. But there is a lot of lap traffic, some fast lap traffic, aka Noah Hart. And with 15 laps to go here, Eaves is going to have to put on a heroic drive. I think the tires may be starting to come to him though, which I think is going to be the advantage here. But is he going to have enough time? Ryan Butcher, who got the lead off of pit road, he has fallen to 3rd as Luke Martin has taken the lead in the 22. Butcher was the first car to pit, and you can see the difference in tires coming in. Shade Eaves was one of the last cars to pit, and he is hauling it towards Ryan Butcher here. You can see Eaves, he is driving as hard as he can right now. This track is a bumpy mess, but he is handling that car as best as he possibly could. And he's got 10 laps to catch Luke Martin in the 22 to get the win. Now if Nick Breeding finishes 10th, and if Eaves can get to 2nd, that should be enough for Eaves to win the title here. But he knows that a win is basically insurance at this point. And Butcher there, is he going to get out of Eaves' way? No, he doesn't. Eaves is trying to hold off, well, Butcher's trying to hold off Eaves here, surprisingly. Ooh, I tell you what. Butcher's about to get in some big trouble there, as Eaves, I think, almost made contact with him. And this is slowing Eaves down, and Eaves is going to have to maybe get a little aggressive here. Butcher's going to get in some big trouble if he doesn't move out of the way. Eaves doesn't want to wreck him. But Eaves has got to make this pass, and he's going to do it quick. Even stuck behind Butcher, I think Eaves may be running the same time as Martin is. But here comes Yepez now in the 77. And oh my goodness, Eaves, he is trying to find some way past Butcher. Someone's got to send the 88 a message to get out of the way. I think someone finally did. Butcher goes to the high side, and he's going to let Eaves go. But Eaves, oh my goodness, he's got to be so frustrated right now. He can see the championship just up the road. But he is running out of time with 8 to go, coming up on 7 to go. Here's Luke Martin, the 22. He got past Ryan Butcher to take the lead. Is now trying to hold on for what would be his 4th win of the year, as he makes the pass on TJ Smith around the outside. Corey Williams now dealing with Noah Hart in the 18, who may be the fastest car in the field tonight, but unfortunately does not have the track position to show it off. Six to go in the season. And it's going to get very interesting here. Shade Eaves in the 3, trying to get up to the 14. Nick Breeding currently sits in 8th place. If Breeding finishes 8th here, that means Martin is going to have to basically be the deciding factor in this championship here, because Eaves is going to have to win this race. But with 5 to go, it's going to be very difficult here. Nick Pericles in the 90 has got a problem in the bottom lane. Will that bring the caution out? Here's Pericles in the 90. He has a tire down, and just like Hart and Angel, he's going to need help getting back to the pit lane. But no caution for the car on the apron there. They've got Pericles out of the way with 5 laps to go. 4 laps to go. Nick Breeding in the 54 with one of the freshest tires in the field. He is up to 8th place here. And if things stay where they are, Breeding is going to win this championship. But Breeding is trying to run down Tyler Black to add extra insurance. He's just got to hold on here. RJ Bishop is trying to make the pass on him. Shade Eaves, he is shoving Corey Williams forward here. They are trying to run down the 22 of Martin with 3 laps to go. Eaves has got to make this pass on Corey Williams. He goes down to the bottom there. Williams doesn't give him the lane he needed. Coming to 2 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Eaves trying to find a way through. Corey in the 14 goes below the 65 of Evans. Eaves goes down low. He makes the pass on Evans here. He needs to get past Corey at least and hope that Breeding loses a spot or 2. But the fresh tires here, they were all the difference for Breeding to get the track position. Here he comes to the white flag. Luke Martin is your leader in the 22. The final lap of the 2022 Hardee's National Series season. Martin now behind the 08 of Dewey Schramm. Here comes Noah Hart there. He's going to try and get a lap back. Eaves and Corey, they've got to hustle. Here comes Hart to the bottom. Hart makes the pass on the 22. Can they get to Martin in time? It's not going to be enough. Luke Martin off of turn 4, takes it safely around on the outside. He wins here at Charlotte. Eaves comes across the line in 3rd. But to take the championship, it's Nick Breeding in the 54 for Rodriguez Racing, and he's got a problem on the cool-down lap. Nick Breeding in the 54 has lost a tire. He crossed the line 8th. He scores 35 points. Eaves needed 12 more. The only way he could have done that was to win, and he didn't do it. Nick Breeding has won the Hardee's title. Luke Martin is your winner here at Charlotte, and he scores his 4th win of the year. Corey Williams comes across the line in 2nd, and a heartbreaker for Shade Eaves. With Breeding finishing 8th, Eaves would have had to have won, and they just couldn't get to Martin in time. Butcher comes across the line 4th. Yepez did his best tonight for what he could, finishes 5th, but not close enough for a title. Brandon Krasta comes across the line in 6th, Tyler Black 7th, Nick Breeding finishes 8th, which was just barely enough to win the title by a mere handful of points. RJ Bishop finishes 9th, and Bradley Bishop Jr., another title contender, manages to get to 10th, but didn't really have much of a chance. Here was Nick Breeding's championship lap. And Breeding here, he was fighting off RJ Bishop there. Granted, he didn't really have to, because even if he had let Bishop go by, it would have just been barely enough to win the title. But Breeding, And let me tell you something. This 54 team was lucky that that was the white flag. Because being honest, I think he just drove the absolute hell out of that car. He drove it so hard that the tires start falling apart at the start-finish line. And look what happens here. Oof. Breeding drove his heart out, got the best finish he could with the difficult handling car. And it got him a title. And pitting late was the right call, as he had the tires to hold everyone off and make some passes there at the end. And they're going to have to give Breeding some tires so that he can celebrate his title here. And what was a thrilling finish here for the championship. Nick Breeding is your 2022 Hardee's National Series champion by a mere under 5 points. Breeding closes off the year with 2 wins and a career-making season for this 54 group, and for Nick Breeding, who will be heading over to the 9 car next year, but he will be back to defend his title. Diego Yepez in the 77 car. They actually put together a really strong run tonight. They've had some inconsistencies on the intermediates this year, but a 5th place finish was a really strong run for this team. And unfortunately, despite leading the points for a good chunk of the season this year, they come up a bit short in the title hunt. But we'll be seeing Diego Yepez in the Sony Cup Series next year. So you'll be seeing more of him up on the next rung of the ladder. Yepez puts together a strong 5th place run to end the year, but you have to imagine Turn Performance is disappointed that they didn't walk away with another championship. Bradley Bishop Jr. finishes 4th in the title, as he was not able to overtake Diego Yepez, so he will remain 4th in the championship. Unfortunately, Bradley Bishop Jr. just did not have a car that could compete for the win or the title tonight. But Bradley Bishop Jr., who will be heading down to the Napa Truck Series next year, will be sad to see him go. Bradley Bishop Jr., one of the most successful drivers in the win columns here in the Hardee's National Series, but he'll be heading down to the Truck Series to perhaps do a little retooling of his career. But Bishop Jr., despite a very strong second half of the year, unfortunately was not able to close it. Shade Eaves in the 3 car for CM Racing unfortunately comes up a bit short in the title, finishing 2nd in points, but only lost the title by a mere handful of points. As mentioned before, with Nick Breeding finishing 8th place, the only way Eaves could have won the title was by winning. Unfortunately for Eaves, he was 2 positions short and a mere 0.3 tenths short. Shade Eaves will be heading up to the Cup Series next year, driving for Charlotte Motor Sports in number 15. So we will not be seeing Shade Eaves return on a full-time basis next year. But even then, Eaves, what a great season it was for this 3 team, finishing 100% of all laps possible this year. But unfortunately, they came up just short of a title, despite their consistency and their headstrong season that they had. And let me tell you something, that 3 team, they're going to be remembering that pit call for a very long time. You have to imagine how this could have played out had they pitted maybe 1 or 2 laps earlier even. And so that concludes the 2022 FBRL Hardee's National Series season. A thrilling championship finish and another win for Luke Martin as he scores his 4th win of the year, a series high. And 24 long races across 6+ months, and it all came down to a mere couple positions for the championship. I'd like to thank everyone for watching the FBRL Hardee's National Series this season. The start of the season was not exactly the smoothest, as we had to go through some certain broadcasting right transitions, but it turned out to be a pretty successful season nonetheless, at least in my opinion. Thank you all for 24 races this season, and I hope that the FBRL Hardee's National Series put on a great product for the fans and for the drivers who participated in it. We look forward to 2023 as a bunch of changes are coming, and a bunch of new drivers and new teams will be adding to the slowly growing entry lists of the Hardee's National Series this season. But that is in a couple months, and we will see you then. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you at Daytona.
trust in